Me?
You.
Okay. We're back here with two different,
We're back at it again with two other models of Juliana bikes here because we really believe that having the premier women's brand showcased to all you out there on YouTube is the right way to go. So stay tuned because we're going to dive into both the Roubion and the Furtado. All right, what's up everyone? Mark here with...
and Ethan here, the Gear Advisor Pro from Jenson, USA.
And we're gonna go over, like we just talked about, two more models on the Juliana bicycles lineup that really meet that trail all mountain category, similar to like these two bikes behind us.
And make sure you check out the video we did on the Joplin and the Wilder. It'll be great informative information if you're looking for more of a cross country or trail bike.
All right, Ethan, so let's start with the Furtado. Tell us a little bit about this bike. Who's it for? What kind of riding is it designed for? And maybe go over just a little bit more about the bike.
Yeah, I mean, to start, the Furtado is like the big sister of the Joplin, which is behind me. This bike is gonna have a mixed wheel set, so you get the 27.5-inch wheel in the rear and then a 29 up front. You also get a little bit more travel than the Joplin, so a 140 travel fork up front and then 130s of travel, millimeters of travel in the rear.
So you mentioned this is a mixed wheel setup. What is the benefit of, wanting a mixed wheel setup when you're out there on the trail?
So a lot of people, myself included, prefer a 29-inch wheel set just because the bike's going to track better through rougher terrain. So having the mixed wheel set, you still get that same 29-inch wheel up front to kind of help push you through that rougher terrain, but that 27.5-inch wheel in the rear, which helps keep the bike more playful whenever you're trying to get crazy with it.
So if you're looking for playful, but you still want a little bit of rollover, a little good track in the front, that mixed wheel setup's going to be the way to go.
Exactly, yes.
All right, so again, another mixed wheel bike here from Juliana, but this time we got the Roubion. Can you break down the Roubion a little bit for us? Who is it for? What kind of riding is it, really designed for?
Yeah, for sure. The Roubion is definitely designed for someone who kind of wants that ultimate bike park bike. So you get 160 travel up front and then 150 in the rear. And then like you did mention, you still get that mullet wheel set, so the 29 up front and the 27.5-inch in the rear.
That's awesome. Now, say, bike park season here for California, like we get a lot larger window than most places, but is this thing still able to get out there and climb on the trail? Say you're going out with friends on the weekend, you're gonna hit that local trail, it being a little bit beefier of a bike, is it still gonna be able to climb and have a good time in that sense?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it is an all mountain bike, so the bike isn't going to climb as well as say the Furtado here or the Joplin, but the bike is still gonna climb, get you to the top of the hill. You're just gonna have a little bit more plush for when you're going down the descents.
Absolutely. So we would say definitely if you're really looking for that downhill priority and you really wanna have fun on the descents, maybe the Roubion's the way to go. But if you're looking more for that balance between the two, you're climbing a decent amount and you're descending, looking for that playful aspect, it's probably going to be the Furtado for that.
Exactly, yeah. If you value more on the descents, and less on the climbs, then you're going to prefer the Roubion. If you want more of a bike that's going to be playful on the descents but still get you to the top of the hill pretty quick, you're going to definitely want the Furtado.
All right, so break down these specs. What are the differences? What are the similarities here as far as just builds here that we got?
So the two bikes that we have here today are both going to be in the EXO Access CC build kit. So you get that CC level carbon frame on both the models we're looking at. The Furtado is going to start just under $7,900, while the Roubion is going to start just under $8,000. Both of these bikes are going to have the EXO Access transmission drivetrains. The differences are going to really lie up in the front forks, where the Furtado has a pike and the Roubion has a lyric. The rear shocks on the both of them are going to be the same, obviously just different travels, 130 here and 150 millimeters of travel there. Both of these bikes are offered with carbon handlebars, and they both also have code brakes. The wheel sets on these two bikes are also similar. Both have the ARC 30 hoops, and they're laced up to Industry 9 101 hubs. The tires are a little different on both of these models, as this is a DHR2 in the rear and a DHR2 up front, while on the Roubion you get a DHF up front and a DHR2 in the rear. And the thing that I think is pretty cool about both of these bikes is they both have the glove box storage so you can carry your tools and keep the snacks in there for a long ride.
All right, now that we've gone over the build kits, Ethan, why don't you tell us a little bit about the actual specifics and geometry here? Let's start with the Furtado.
Out of the box, the Furtado has a 65.2 degree head tube angle, but you can slacken that up a little bit to a 64.9 degree head tube angle by utilizing the flip chip in the rear. That will also change the seat tube angle from a 77.4 degree to a 77.1 degree.
All right, now moving into the Roubion, why don't you break down a little bit more of the numbers here?
The Roubion offers the same flip chip system as the Furtado and the Joplin. but you get a 64.7 degree head tube angle out of the box, and you can slacken that out to a 64.5 degree head tube angle. That will also change the C tube angle from a 77.6 degree angle to a 76.9 degree angle.
All right, so we've broken down all the builds. As you can see, these are two of some of the top builds that you can get in both of these models. Super cush, super nice. Whether you're looking for something a little bit more trail or a little bit all mountain in the Roubion, no matter what, you can't really make a wrong choice. Maybe that slack, super fun aspect isn't for you. You're more of that racer. You want to climb, you want to go fast. If you haven't seen those videos, we just recently did a video on both the Wilder and the Joplin, the two bikes seen behind me, but make sure to check down below where you can check out and watch that full video where we break everything down, so stay tuned.